Magic Tree House Merlin Mission 16, a ghost tale for Christmas time. Jack and Annie get a new mission, going to Victorian England in 1800s, and help Charles Dickens. Kathleen gives them a book titled Victorian London and a magic violin, changed from a whistle they used on their last journey. With the book and the magic violin, they travel to England in 1800s. Magic Tree House lands in a row of big trees, in a grassy park with garden and pathways. Through the research book they brought, they study the Victorian era in England when Industrial Revolution started, and the rich and the poor lived side by side but lived in different worlds. At that time the rich feasted in grand mansions while the poor often died, young of hunger and disease. Jack and Annie guess Charles Dickens's age, and find out that he is 31 years old now. Jack and Annie find Charles Dickens's house and want to meet him, but they can't because he needs every minute to write. However, they find a way to enter his house. Disguised as chimney sweeps, they see Charles Dickens write something hiding in the fireplace of his study, but he find out them and get out of his study with anger. While chasing him, they are framed for thieves by two boys, who stole their bag. They even are caught by the policeman. However, they meet Charles Dickens again, and he saves them from dangerous situation. He proves they are innocent. After releasing from the policeman, Annie tells the story of how the boys stole the bag, and that is exactly like a scene in his storybook Oliver Twist. He wants to treat them to a meal that they will never forget. Baked apples, turkey drumsticks, steak pie, mashed potatoes, brown bread, buttery cheese, jam, and steaming cups of tea are served for them, but they are not able to enjoy their food because of poor people outside the window. Annie wraps some food in a napkin and gives it to the poor, but it causes some problem and Charles leaves them. However, they follow him and let him tell the story. He never told to anyone. It is about his and his family's miserable story of the past. After listening to his story, they remember his novel and play, A Christmas Carol they saw last year with their family. They really want him to release from the depress he's facing now. Jack and Annie decide to play the violin and Jack begins moving the bow back and forth. The violin's music is soft and it seems to come from every direction. Annie starts singing a soft, whispery voice. While they playing and singing, three ghosts, like a play of A Christmas Carol, appear and fade, showing him visions of himself in the past, the present and the future, and those make him decide to keep writing. He returns to the old Charles, pleased and proud himself. Jack and Annie are also very pleased to help him. They think their mission is completed. They return to Frog Creek safely through Magic Tree House and meet Morgan, Merlin, Teddy, Kathleen and Penny, the little penguin again. Mission complete. What will their next Merlin mission